Welcome back to another video, my loves. I'm Karin, I'm a life coach, and today I want to talk to you about what can I control, what can't I control if I label myself as a control freak. Let's get into it. So this is an exercise I use with my clientele all the time. It's called the circle of influence, where we draw two circles that are overlapping each other. Okay, so a circle here, and there's a piece of them that's meeting in the middle. So why don't you draw that, and we'll get right into that. On the left side of the circle, what I want you guys to write is all the things that you know 100% that you can control. So what can you control? Literally, if you put your mind to it, you can create 100% of the outcome that is here. What can you control really? So can you control your energies? Can you control other people? Can you control what the outcome of a situation will be? Can you control if you say something, how the other person is going to react? Can you control your thoughts? What can you control? Make a list of at least 10, 12 things that you know 100% that you can control are within the realm of your control. And on the right circle, what I want you guys to write is all the things that you cannot control, that you 100% know that even if you give it your all, you are simply not in control of that. Can you control the weather? Can you control your next raise? Can you control your money situation? Can you control how other people treat you? Can you control your thoughts or your emotions? What is it that you cannot control after looking at the column of what you can control? So take a moment, pause here, and write down at least 10, 12 things that you are absolutely cannot control. And by the way, here, try to challenge yourself into looking at the things that you are as a control freak trying to control in your life, and take a look at really can you control those things. So this is where you want to be. Now that we have what I can control and what I cannot control, what I want you to start writing down in the middle is some of the ways to influence what you can control and what you can't control. But before we do that, I want you to take a look at the left column versus the right column, the circles, and really what is the common denominator between all of the things that you can control and all of the things that you can't control. So there's something that is the common denominator between all the things you can control, and there's a common denominator of all the things that you cannot control. Do you know what it is? Take a close look. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you right now, so if you don't want to know, pause this video now. But in reality, all the things that you can control are always, only you. Your energies, your thoughts, your emotions, your behavior, your actions, everything that is about you. What I say, what I do, how I react, that is the only thing in this life that you will ever be able to control. What can't you control? Everything about other people, their actions, everything that is outside of yourself. Situations, outcomes, there is something that is the universe's control. You have no control over that. No matter how much you try, you cannot make somebody love you. No matter how much you try, you can't make somebody behave in a way that they don't want to behave. But in reality, the reason why we become a control freak is because this behavior has served us into trying to control things. Why do we try to control things? Because we feel very safe when these things happen. So, but think about this mindset and think whether it's a good mindset for you or not, whether it's healthy and whether it's something that can last for you. Can I really walk about my day every day and try to control everything to fit into my need of feeling safe and comfortable in my comfort zone? Or is it something that is not achievable? Can I literally wake up in the morning and make all the lights go green and get myself to work on time and make my boss like me and create something that I love and have hobbies and passions so I feel fulfilled and have the money that I want? Can I make everything exactly the way it is? No, you guys. Things are going to happen. People are going to be hurt. People are going to die at some point. There's nothing that you can do about it. And your life journey is about maybe changing the perspective that instead of how do I make this everything like exactly the way I want and the way I need it to be, instead of that, make it how can I be okay? How can I be happy within myself inside, regardless of what's happening in my outside world? How can I be happy and satisfied no matter what shows up for me? So the mindset says I have to control. But your rational reality and your logical mind and your emotional heart saying I've suffered enough trying to control everything and it's not working for me can come in and say, no, this is not working, it has never worked for me before, and nor will it ever work for me in the future. So I choose to look at things logically and say what I can control and what I cannot control. So now that we understand that we cannot control everything that happens around us, no matter how much we try, and I understand the need to try, I have the tendency to control as well. When things don't work out my way, I try to make them exactly what I want. And so what do we do about it? We let go of the idea of control, but we repurpose this mindset to try and help us. How do we do that? In the middle of both of the circles, I want you guys to start writing down ways that you can influence, again, not control, influence, manifest, try to make happen in terms of through what you can control, influence what you cannot control. Okay? So what are some of the things that we can do to actually influence but not control the situation? So for example, if somebody else is treating me wrong, I can be a role model and show them how I treat myself and how I set my boundaries and be an example of how people treat me in the world. That is something I can do. I just can't control how they end up treating me, but I can control how much I allow this behavior and how much I walk out through the front door. Another thing that I can do, so I can show, I can teach, I can ask people. I can ask, hey, like what you're doing right now is not making me feel comfortable. Can you please stop it? Because this is not working for me. And so you can ask people, you can explain, you can teach, you can be a role model. What are some of the things that come up to your mind when you say, I want to be able to influence the outcome without needing to control it? So now that you know what you can control, me, what you can control, everything else. And the fact that you're trying to control something is literally just you trying to play small and trying to be in your comfort zone. Maybe it's time for you to let go and start influencing things instead of controlling. But the main thing that you need to know is your intention behind the influence. What do I mean by intention? Intention is the energy behind your actions. And so I want you really to sit down and think, am I doing this to influence, to make sure that I put my energies out there? Or am I doing something of an action to make sure that this actually changes, which is more the control type? If I'm doing something to control something, it will never work because again, you have to let go of the idea that you can change anything outside of yourself. The weather will be the weather, people will be people, outcomes will be outcomes. But how you can influence it is a different intention. It's saying, let's see how powerful I am with creating my own reality. Okay, but only by changing me. Never about changing anybody else. And also never about having an expectation that anything else will be exactly like I needed to. Because once you become comfortable with yourself and happy with the way things are, then only then things are changing in your favor. Because your outside world always mirrors your inside world. Okay, it's only a reflection. When you change inside, everything outside of you changes. So how can you influence? We talked about that. You can explain, you can ask, you can teach, you can be a role model. There's so many things that you can do in order to influence the situation. Pay attention to the intention, and then you're right on track. Amazing, you guys. So this is the exercise. What I want you to do with it is sit down and think about all the things that you name yourself a control freak for, and write down those things into the I can or I cannot control, and then work out how you can influence the situation, but not trying to control it. So the idea is how I make myself feel happy and comfortable regardless of the outcome, yet I put all of my effort and all of my intention and all of my attention on doing it the best way that I can. So every single thing that you feel like you control in your life, sit down, put it in the right column, and think how you get to the other side. Okay? So I hope it helps you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.